Bases are still loaded. One away. They trail by 3, looking to get their 9th consecutive victory. A win here would do wonders for them in the standings. Would push them to at least 3rd, possibly a tie for 2nd. The 2-0 was low and away, 3-0. Polson can afford to be very selective here. These two pitchers both go, Talon and Tucker Thomason, both go to Fresno Community College. Last year, Talon struggled a little bit with a 4.68 ERA, no record in his 2-game start. He did get a save, though. He appeared in 10 games. 3-1 is the count to Polson, who seemed to be taking all the way there. Talon comes into today with a 2.13 ERA. Best time for him to come in this situation. The 3-1. Down low, Polson takes. Didn't have to leave his shoulder, and he still gets an RBI as Shaw gets walked in. It's a 2-run deficit for Chase Sebi. So Chase Sebi gets another chance with the bases loaded. Looking to just reach base here. He caught a couple innings in the first game of the series. He's replacing Cooper Ewell. And he looks to do some damage. Unlike Polson and Polson, he does have a home run on the year. I would love to see that right now. Sebi has impressed in the little bit of time he's been with the Riptide. First pitch he sees, fastball, top of the zone, 0-1. In fact, Sebi has impressed so much, he's earned himself a couple more innings behind the plate. He went 0 for 4 yesterday with 2 strikeouts, but he still has a .250 average with 3 RBIs. He dribbles this one back at the middle. The shortstop, Whitcomb, steps on first, the throw to first, and a nice stretch by is not enough as he gets pulled off the bag. So the fielder's choice by Sebi puts in another run, and it's now a 1-run game. That would have been a tough stretch from Fisher, and it looked like he had his foot on the bag from here, but the umpire, a much closer look, says he goes off, and hey, I'm not going to complain. I'm all for the Riptide getting runs. But what should have been an inning double play will instead be runners at first and third for Mitch Andrews. Aaron Greenfield came in to score on that one. Dominic Fletcher still standing at third. At first is Chase Sebi. Mitch Andrews looking to do some serious damage. First pitch he sees. He check swung but held back 1-0 as it was low and inside. Andrews, one of the most serious guys when he comes up to the plate. When he's in the dugout, you can see him all smiles, joking around with all his teammates, but once he gets up to the plate, it's all business. First pitch was low and inside. The second pitch is high and inside, 2-0. Andrews being very patient. You can see what's going on through his mind, whether he's expecting something off speed, because it is a fastball count, so maybe Andrews looking for fastball. He can afford to be selective right now. Andrews does love that pitch, a little bit high and a little bit inside. And there it was, and he fouls it off of his foot, and he's down. And he seems to be limping a little bit. Oh, no. Andrews, a vital part of this team. And he's in pain. The trainers are going to come out, and they might have to take Andrews out of this game. And that's a tough one. I've talked about how tough Andrews is, how country strong he can be. For him to be hobbling like that and putting his hands on his knees, it would really have to dig in there. He fouled it off of his ankle. Actually hit his knee. And that's tough to do, is foul it off your knee. And you're exposing your knee every time you swing, because when you turn your legs, you're sort of opening up that side of your knee, so maybe it gets underneath the kneecap a little bit, and that's where it hurts the most. Seems to be all right. That's tough to do, to come back from that. We'll see what he looks like on his next swing. It's 2-1. If I were Thomason right now, I would try to challenge him. See how that knee's holding up. Andrews, as tough as he is, still looking to drive in that game-tying run. It's 5-4, the Riptide trail. On first is Chase Sebi. At third, Dominic Fletcher. The 2-1. Grounded to the third baseman, Booman, who has it on a nice short hop. The throw on the first is in time. So Andrews, it was a nice swing and a hard-hit ground ball, but not enough to bring home Fletcher. They trail by 1 as we head to the top of the 8th on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. Stay tuned. Longest active win streak in the CCL is in jeopardy right now as the Riptide find themselves down by 1. Evan Salmon is going to lead off against Michael Gates, the new pitcher for the Riptide. Gates pitched in the first game of this 3-game set. He went an inning, allowed 1 hit, no strikeouts. He's only appeared in 2 games, both of them as relievers, and both of them only an inning long. The 0-1 pitch to Sandman, fastball up high, 1-1. Sandman digs in again. 1-1 outside corner, 1-2. The only other appearance for Michael Gates other than in the first game of this 3-game set was against the Academy Barons, almost a week earlier than that exactly, where he won the inning and saw 6 batters but didn't allow any runs to come across. Here's Sandman, fouls this one off, straight back. Still 1-2. On today, Sandman 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Gates looking to get in that sombrero. The 1-2. Swung on and popped up on the left side. Polson, the third baseman, giving chase. They will fall out of play, hitting the cement just beyond the wall. To the left of the field. 1-2, the count remains. It's getting hot, everybody. Started off the game, very nice breeze rolling through. But all of a sudden, it's getting to that temperature we're used to. Swung on and missed by Sandman. So Gates comes in. First batter he sees, he strikes out. And grabs some pine, Sandman. So Sandman, his third strikeout. He gets the sombrero. That's going to bring up the 5 spot, Omar Ortiz. Omar Ortiz actually came out in the game. I keep forgetting about this. Actually don't have a scorebook today. But it's Mitchell Booman. Booman made a number of good plays out in the field. He's had one at bat. In that at bat, he popped out to the second baseman Jackson Williams. First pitch from Gates to Booman, outside corner, 0-1. Seems like it was a slider there. The righty facing the righty. Deals, and it's a high, deep fly ball out in the left center field. In the ballpark, Fletcher roams to his left and makes the catch, calling off Greenfield 2 away. That's going to bring up the right fielder, Anthony Seminaris. Seminaris comes into today, 224 average, 1 home run, 1 triple, 2 doubles, as well as 9 RBIs. It's top 10 on the team. First pitch he saw was a fastball on the outside corner, 0-1. Riptide trying to keep it as close as possible. They trail by 1, and they only have 2 innings at least to do it. The 0-1 is outside, 1-1. So Chase Sebi has replaced Cooper Ewell behind the plate. Other than that, the defense has stayed exactly the same for the Riptide. Chase Sebi brings to the plate very fresh legs and agile capability. The 1-2 is swung on the high fastball. Seminaris did not want to swing at that. Just sort of lazily wanted to pull back, but couldn't. 1-2, looking for his second strikeout of the inning. The 1-2 fouled off to the right side. Michael Gates from the University of Southern California. One of the best broadcasting schools in the country. Mighty expensive, though. Also a great water polo team. The 1-2 is popped up into a shallow right field. Jackson Williams is underneath it. Does the pop-up dance and makes the catch one-handed for out number 3. So a nice inning of work from Michael Gates. We'll see if he returns out there for the 9th. But first, the Riptide are going to take their turns at bat and try to take this one back. They're down by 1 right now. Stay tuned to the Orange County Riptide Network. Paul Gomez, the 8th spot, facing Thomason, who returns out there once again. The long windup in the pitch to Gomez. Fastball low and outside corner, 0-1. Gomez on today. He's reached base 3 times, but none via the hit. Once on an error by Ortiz, a fielder's choice, and a hit by pitch. So Thomason, the 0-1, up high, 1-1. And that hit by pitch against Gomez was against Thomason, just the other Thomason, Tucker. Talon Thomason pitched very well, limiting the damage in the last inning for the Riptide. Got a possible inning double play, but the throw from Whitcomb pulled Fisher just off the bag and allowed a run to come across. Still none of those runs credited to him or credited to Mitchell Wade. So 1-2 is the count to Gomez, who fouled off that last one, dribbled it straight back. The 1-2 delivery. Off speed, drilled in the left center field. That's going to be a base hit. Look for a second like it might get into the gap. But that's one of the hardest hit balls we've seen from Gomez all season. That puts a man on with nobody out. And so to bring up the 9th spot, Jackson Williams. So the first hit of the game for Gomez. Williams looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3. Flew out to Seminaris, popped out to Whitcomb, and grounded into an inning-ending double play with the bases loaded. That was his last time up. It was right to Booman, who stepped on third and then just threw it on over to first across the diamond. Bunt there. He fouls it out of play. 0-1. Williams comes into the day 219 average, 5 doubles. He's got great gap power. Something in the gaps here would likely score Gomez. The 0-1 pitch outside, 1-1. That was a slider trying to get Williams to chase at that one. On deck waits the lefty Tate Shaw, top of the lineup. On first is Paul Gomez. Thomason checks the runner. Holds, kicks, and fires. Inside, 2-1 to Williams. Williams and Fletcher both play for the University of Arkansas. SEC, 2 of them very good friends. Anytime I try to interview one of them after the game, the other one is messing with them. And people have started joining in. Mitch Andrews has been started throwing some stuff. And the only person who's sort of like tried to get it to stop has been Will Tomlinson, but I don't mind. It's kind of fun, actually. 2 of them all getting along together, enjoying victories. They might lose this one, but we've seen them down like this before, especially against the Arroyo Seco Saints. And it was Dominic Fletcher who came up strong in that one. We might see another hero here, the 2-1. Swung on and missed. Williams gets to a knee there. He was really trying to bring home that runner from first. 2-2. Of course, Williams and Fletcher both staying together for the CCL season, which will, of course, end on July 30th, should the Riptide make it to the championship game. The 2-2. Check swing. They're going to say he went around, and Williams gets sent back to the dugout. So it hit the outside corner. They're going to say he didn't go around, but they're going to say that it was, in fact, a strike, and they're going to take out Thomason and replace him. So as he warms up, we'll take a short break on the Orange County Riptide Network. Gomez is on first. He's got to come around if they want to tie this game up. We'll be right back. So it's going to be Chad Boudreau who comes into the game for Talon Thomason. Boudreau actually pitched yesterday in the game against the Riptide, and he walked the bases loaded. He was not on yesterday. Riptide hoping for more of the same. Man on first is Paul Gomez. Tate Shaw is at the plate. The top of the lineup, the lefty, Boudreau, brings the hammer, but it stays up high, 1-0. Shaw, 0 for 3 with a walk. That was his last time up. The 1-0 delivery. Inside, but swung on and missed by Shaw off the glove of Soria. It's 1-1 now. Count is even. Shaw from Texas. A Longhorn man. Lucky for him, his batting gloves match the Riptide colors. He got to keep them. Gomez bluffs a steal. Meanwhile, Shaw takes a ball that was high and inside, 2-1. He leaned away from it. Very close ball game we've seen ourselves in. The Cats have been up ever since their 4-run fifth. It had a lot to do with the 3-run homer by Shea Whitcomb. And they pick off attempt there. Gomez is going to try to take second. The throw is too high, and Gomez will be in there safely. So they have a man in scoring position with only one away, and Tate Shaw, if he can get a base hit here, Gomez is likely to score. So a nice stolen base. We've seen that a couple times, reminiscent of like Ricky Henderson back in the day in the 80s for the Oakland Athletics. He used to steal. They tried to pick him off, and he'd reach second anyway. We've seen that from Bo Phillip, Joey Parente, and now Paul Gomez, all in this series. Shaw, the lefty, faces a 2-1 count. The 2-1 delivery is low, 3-1. So now with an open base, they could be trying to pitch around Shaw and put that double play back in order. Greenfield, a ground ball guy, not necessarily somebody you expect to see to put the ball in the air. However, Greenfield does have a hit and has reached base twice today. Boudreau out of the stretch. The lefty kicks, fires, swung on and fouled straight back and out of play. Just behind the hill. We're about halfway between the hill and the chain link fence separating us from the field. Haven't yet had a foul ball bounce near here. The closest one I can remember was only about 10 feet to my right. Happened against the San Luis Obispo Blues. Scared the bejesus out of me. Full count, the payoff pitch. Breaking ball down low. Good take by Shaw. He'll walk. And now the Riptide dugout cheering for Aaron Greenfield. Greenfield has a single. That was his last time up. He's looking to do more of the same right now. The Riptide are down 5-4. They have 10 hits in the ball game, 4 more than the Catch. However, the Catch do have a dinger to back them up. And now Soria going to go out and talk to Boudreau. Bullpen is going for the Catch. We'll let you know who's working as soon as we get word, but it's likely to be their closer. So Greenfield comes up with 1 out. If he can avoid the double play, that'd bring up Dominic Fletcher. And Fletcher has shown off that he knows how to drive in the clutch, has come up on multiple occasions with not only 2 outs, but in late inning games where they're behind. Greenfield, 1 home run on the year. Riptide dugout trying to get some chance going. Greenfield comes in today at 200 average. First pitch he saw was up high with the breaking ball, 1-0. Greenfield 8 RBIs, 15 walks to lead the team. Hasn't walked today. Looking for a base hit, the 1-0. Bluff steal by Gomez. Stayed inside, 2-0. Boudreau finding a little bit of trouble early on, finding the zone. And all of a sudden, the Riptide think they're going to win this. That's been the case all year long. Even when they're down, they always think they can win. That's what keeps them in most ball games. The 2-0. Fastball right down Main Street. Looks like Greenfield was taken all the way there. 2-1. Boudreaux comes into today a 5.74 ERA in his 9 appearances, 1-1 in CCL play, 15 2/3, giving up 10 earned runs. So they're looking to add another one on that. Make it so that he can't count his earned runs on one finger. 2 hands, I should say, not just one finger. You can only count one on one finger. There's a big hammer that drops in there right down the middle of the plate, 2-2. Only 1 out, looking to avoid the double play. So as much as I'd hate to say it, a strikeout is better than the double play. Ground ball to the shortstop or second baseman. Greenfield has good speed, so he could possibly beat something out to the third baseman, Boomin. Here he grounds it into the 34 hole. Gomez is going to be held up. The throw was strong. So it's a lot going on there. A hard single by Greenfield, his second hit in as many at-bats. He's now 2 for 5 on the day. That's going to load the bases for Dominic Fletcher. That was a great play by Semineros, who, as I've said, has the best arm in the outfield for the catch. Gomez came blistering around third, expecting Peterson to send him, but Peterson knows the strength of the arm of Semineros, held him up. But in the meantime, Shaw took a big turn around second, and they almost were able to throw him out and backdoor him. That would have been difficult, but now the bases are loaded for Dominic Fletcher. Fletcher, 1 for 2. He's also walked and been hit by a pitch. There's a big curveball, ends up on the outside corner, 0-1. This is where you want Fletcher. If you could pick anybody in the entire CCL, Fletcher would be one of those guys that would come in your head as the guy you would want up in this situation. 0-1, down low, 1-1, the count's even. Fletcher would take a walk here, although I assure you he would like something in his zone. He could drive hard. (5-4). But the bases are loaded. The Riptide trail. On third, Paul Gomez. Second stands Shaw. And that first is Aaron Greenfield, the best hitter on the Riptide team. The 1-1. Swung on and drilled out in the deep center field. This is going to be deep enough. Pacotis catches it. But Gomez will come across the score, and the Riptide have tied this game up. 5-5 now. So Fletcher didn't give the Riptide the lead, but does exactly what he needs to, mainly tie it up. So 2 outs. Jake Polshin comes up to the plate. Polshin 2 hits in this game. Shaw, the man at second, phenomenal speed. So very likely that if he makes contact, he'll be able to score. They're going to bring in a new pitcher, and we'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. As they take a break, so will we. Stay tuned. This one's a nail-biter, folks. Hopefully the Riptide can pull it out. We'll be right back. Steven Garrett is the new pitcher. Normally a first baseman, but he has appeared in several games for the Catch over this season. First pitch to Pulsion. Fastball outside corner 0-1. Garrett only appeared in 5 games, but he is 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA across 5 1/3 innings pitched, and he has a lot of strikeout stuff. Pulsion struck out twice today, looking to avoid that sombrero. The 0-1. Outside, 1-1. Pulsion thought about that one, started to take a bite, and then held back on the nibble. Pulsion scored the very first run of this game back in the bottom of the second on a sacrifice fly by Mitch Andrews. He's also come around to score once again after a double. But in between all of those, he struck out twice. He swings at this one and pops it up on the infield. Shortstop Whitcomb moving to his left, right behind second base. He makes the catch. But the Riptide tie it up. That's the most important thing. We head to the top of the 9th, and hopefully this one goes extras, or maybe not even. Hopefully they can score in the bottom of the 9th. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. Michael Gates is still out there for the Riptide, and all of a sudden it's a tie ball game. First time since the top of the 5th that we've seen this ball game tied. It was 1-1 at that point. It's now 5-5, 7-8-9 due up against Gates. Fisher takes the first pitch down low, 1-0. Fisher on the day, 0 for 2 with a walk. And the 1-0 pitch is down low once again, 2-0. Bullpen going for the Riptide. They got a righty warming up. Gates hasn't shown any signs of slowing down. This is his 3rd appearance. Pitched a spectacular first inning, now working into his 2nd inning. The 2-0. The hammer drops in there at the knees. 2-1. Fisher, the first baseman today, he spent some time behind the plate, spent some time at third base. Great fielder. Hope he strikes out here. Fisher swings and misses at that one. Just out of reach of the at-bat on the off-speed pitch, 2-2. Right here, I want Gates to make Fisher go fishing. Gates went 3 up, 3 down his last time out. Struck out Evan Sandman and then got Mitchell Boomin to fly out to Fletcher and Anthony Seminaris to pop out to Williams at second. So Fisher fouled that one off straight back. Still a tie game. 5-5. 2-2 is the count. The pitch. Breaking ball just inside. That's a good take there by Fisher. Gates has been very good at throwing that breaking ball. He's missed it twice here this at-bat, but it has been his best pitch today. There we see it, and it's a ground ball to Polson, who waits back, makes the throw, a hard throw to get Fisher by less than half a step. So it was close, but Polson, the cannon, showing off his arm. That's why he's also a pitcher, and one will be away here in the top of the ninth. There were 8 errors on the Riptide through the first 2 games of this contest. Today, none. Cooper Ewell made an errant throw on a stolen base. There's a changeup that goes across the knee zone 1. That was not ruled an error. And it's good to see Polson make that fantastic play, because in the first game of the series, he committed 3 errors, including 2 in 1 inning. Swung on and missed by Soria. Soria has 2 hits in the ballgame. He's 2 for 3. But he finds himself down 0-2 right now. The 0-2 delivery from Gates. Breaking ball grounded to the shortstop Gomez, who has to charge. And it gets underneath his glove. There's a lot of space. And Soria thought about trying for second, and I guess I jinxed it, because there's the first error of the game by Paul Gomez. So Nate Pacoda, the center fielder, the 9 spot to step up. Pacoda, second lowest batting average coming into today on the catch, in terms of the lineup at least, but he's actually respaced 3 times. He has a single, a walk, and got on via the fielder's choice. He's 1 for 2. First pitch he sees, the breaking ball, inside corner, 0-1. That 4-run 5th inning for the catch, looming large. That has been the reason they've been able to stay in this one. The Riptide climbed back and tied it up. He swings and misses. He fouls it off. Straight back, 0-2. Dakota comes into today. Not necessarily somebody who's great at protecting, but not somebody who strikes out very often. Has 12 strikeouts in 63 plate appearances. It's almost 1/5 of the time. He's walked 6 times. The 0-2 from Gates. Swung on and missed. He got him with the stuff. So a strikeout for Gates. Puts 2 away for the top of the lineup, Graham Robbins. Robbins, talked with him after the first game of the series. He was telling me about how he enjoyed this team despite having a losing record. He says that it's actually made them closer, they believe. They've endured it together, they get through, and now they're just looking to cause havoc among the top teams. Catch not officially eliminated yet, but they have to win almost every game from this point on if they want a chance at the wild card or the division. So they need this one to stay alive, perhaps. 2-0. There's 2 straight breaking balls there. Gates fires. Outside, 3-0. It's been a while since we've seen a game like this, a game that's tied going into the 9th. The San Luis Obispo Blues game not too long ago was very good. We saw a 2-run double by Fletcher to put them ahead 4-3, and they would go on to win. But here, this will be the first time in a while we've had to go to the bottom of the 9th because of that 9-game win streak for the Riptide. Longest active win streak. The Santa Barbara Forsters on an 8-game win streak currently. He fouls that one off to the right side. Now a full count. The Riptide win, they will be tied with the Foresters. If the Catch win, the Riptide will stay in 4th place. Their magic number is 4, looking to make it 3. The pitch, drilled to the second baseman Williams on 3 hops, corrals it and makes the throw. They get him by less than half a step. The Catch dugout thought he was safe, and from right here, It might look like it too, but hey, light travels faster than sound. Can't really tell from this point of view. We head to the bottom of the ninth, a tie ball game, but the Riptide have scored in 3 straight innings, looking to make it 4 and send everybody home happy. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. Stay tuned. So Logan Polson, Chase Sebby, and Mitch Andrews are the 3 that will face Stephen Garrett and possibly give the Riptide their 9th straight win. It'd be their 10th straight win, actually. They've won 9 in a row. Haven't lost since July 3rd against the Arroyo Seco Saints. First pitch to Polson. Fastball at the knees, 0-1. Polson 1 for 3 with an RBI double. He has been very efficient at the plate. Scoots away from that one, 1-1. That was low and inside, almost hit him in the leg. So Polson chatting up with the home plate umpire. They're joking around. But it's all business. It's sort of the opposite of Andrews in the fact that Polson, when he gets up there, he stays as cool and calm as ever. His demeanor does not change at all. Here he grounds one to the second baseman Johnson. The easy throw on the first will retire Polson, and one will be away in the bottom of the ninth. This might be extras, everybody. Hey, free baseball. Wouldn't you like that?
Next up, the catcher from Cypress JC, number 34, Chase Sebby.
So now Chase Sebby, who came in for Cooper Ewell, will step up to the plate. Sebby on the day. Since he's come in, 0 for 1, but did reach via fielder's choice. It was a questionable call that allowed a run to come across. If it wasn't for that call, the catch might be ahead at this point. First pitch to Sebby was on the outside corner, 0-1. Concordia Irvine, one of the most pitcher-friendly parks in the CCL, the 0-1, outside 1-1. We can't expect to see a walk-off home run, although Sebby and Andrews both have the capability to do so. The righty Garrett against the righty Sebby. Sebby check swings. I'm going to say he went around 1-2. Garrett. Low and away. 2-2 to Sebby. Sebby, the middle name of LaRocco. He's got to be a LaRocco right now. If he could get something in the gaps or over the fence, I'm sure he'd be showered with Gatorade, water, anything, and that wouldn't be bad in this kind of heat. There's a pitch, a high fastball Sebi thought about it, but he held up, kept it on his shoulder. 3-2, the count's full. Just getting on base is the most important thing right now. On deck waits Mitch Andrews, who's still looking for his first hit of the game. And with as hot as Mitch Andrews has been prior to this series, I would expect he gets it. Here he swings and misses. It gets to the backstop, though, and Sebi is going to head down to first. So a drop third strike puts a man on, and they'll take that.
Now batting the designated hitter from Lamar University, number 25, Mitch Andrews.
So Mitch Andrews, the designated hitter, will come up now. He has an RBI after a sacrifice fly back in the second. He's also struck out, gotten hit by a pitch, and grounded out to Boomin at third. With only one away and a man on first, they have a chance to put this one away. Sebi has all right speed. Not the fastest player, not the slowest player. First pitch to Andrews. Took that one on the inside corner with a fastball, 0-1. 1 run in the second, 1 run in the sixth, 2 runs in the seventh, and 1 run in the eighth. 5 for the Riptide. For the Catch, it was 4 in the fifth and 1 in the seventh. They were ahead at every point in this game until the bottom of the eighth. Now the Riptide looking to steal this one from him. 1-1 is the count to Andrews. Sebi showing no signs of movement over there. Andrews. It was just inside 2-1 now with that off-speed pitch. Andrews, while the team is getting ready for the playoffs, he spoke to me very early on while we were actually driving back from Santa Barbara. He has got a couple inks on him. The 2-1 outside, 3-1. Got some tattoos. He's all about family, all about the Chicago Cubs. But he said, he promised me, he said, if we win the championship, I will get an OC Riptide tattoo. And the Riptide looking very strong. Extreme win streak, looking to keep that going. They have a good chance. And there goes Sebi. Andrews fouls it off to the right side, out of play. 3-2, the count's full. We might see Sebi go here again to try to avoid that double play. On deck is Paul Gomez. Gomez has reached base every time he's come up. So they'd like to get him up right now with as little outs as possible. 3-2. Garrett comes set the pitch. Down low, ball 4. Sebi takes a big turn around second as that ball 4 got through the catcher Soria. Just in case Soria had some trouble getting it, couldn't return it to Garrett. He was ready to take third. So now the shortstop from Mizzou University, University of Missouri, comes Paul Gomez. Tiger Peterson got to be proud with how his team has battled back. Of course, Tiger himself, a huge fighter. He spent some time in the Dodgers organization. Brother of Jock Peterson, the center fielder for the Dodgers. I like to talk about how his parents named their kids Tiger, Champ, and Jock. What kind of mentality do you think they were trying to instill in their kids? One out. Fresh count to Gomez. The pitch. Outside, 1-0. Gomez will take a walk here. That would load the bases for Jackson Williams. And Williams has already grounded into a double play, but hey, lightning can't strike twice. Never happens. 1-0, the count to Gomez. 5-5 game. We're in the bottom of the ninth. Riptide looking to score. A base hit would likely end it. Swung on and missed by Gomez. Blew the fastball right by him. 1-1. Andrews is the man at first. The man at second is Chase Sebi. Only one out. That was Logan Polson who grounded out to the second baseman Johnson. The 1-1, two-seam fastball swung over the top of it by Gomez. 1-2 now. Riptide have been very good all season and battling back from 2 strike counts. And Gomez, please don't end this streak. You've gotten on base 4 straight times. Looking to make it 5. Another base hit would likely score Sebi. The 1-2 fouled straight back. Staying alive. 1-2 remains. Should it go into extras, the Riptide bullpen has looked empty the past couple innings, so it's likely Gates would return out there, but we'll just have to see if it happens. Gomez, meanwhile, can be Superman with a bat in his hand right now. Still 1-2. The pitch. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped back into the glove of Soria. So Gomez can't get it done. It's going to be up to Jackson Williams, the Arkansas Razorback. And unlike Paul Gomez, Williams has not yet reached base at all. He's flown out to Seminaris, popped out to Whitcomb, grounded out to Booman in an inning double play with the bases loaded, and he struck out looking his last time up. He can atone for all that with the base hit here. First pitch by Garrett. Right there across the knees, 0-1. On deck, the top of the lineup, Tate Shaw. 2 men on, 2 outs. 5-5 ball game. The 0-1. Swung on and drilled out in the center. It looks like Pacoda has a beat on it, and he will make the catch to retire the side. And everybody, we got free baseball. Aren't you happy about that? I wish the Riptide would have scored, but hey, at least you get a little bit more money for your ticket. We head to the top of the 10th here at the University of Concordia Irvine. Still a 5-5 ball game. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. The new pitcher in for the Riptide is the man from Hummelstown, Pennsylvania, Blair Lewis. We're in the top of the 10th. You heard that right. We're in extra innings. This game is tied at 5 between the Riptide and the Catch. And the man up is Toby Johnson, number 2 in the lineup. He's 0 for 4 on the day. However, he does have a pretty good successful history against the Riptide. The first 2 games of this series, he was able to do a lot of damage against this team. First pitch was outside 1-0. Lewis comes into today a 7.05 ERA in CCL play, but he gets Johnson to pop up in the shallow right field. Williams is moving back and makes the catch for the first out. So the 2 spot goes down. Nobody's on base for number 3, Shea Whitcomb. He's in the 3 spot, and he actually is number 3 too. Layers. That's what you like to hear. He's the shortstop, and he's got the biggest swing of the game. A home run back in his 3rd at-bat, a 3-run shot back in the 5th. That ends up being the reason why this game is tied right now. First pitch he saw was at the knees, 0-1. Lewis spent the last couple of years at the Orange Coast College. The 0-1 pitch is fouled off to the left side, out by the Riptide dugout. 0-2. And despite Lewis's 7.05 ERA, he does not have a loss yet on the season. It's been hard for any Riptide pitcher to lose with a 20-8 record. The 0-2. Swung on and grounded just to the left of third base. That one could have been trouble. A little bit of luck heading the Riptide's way. Stays 0-2. Waiting on deck, Evan Sandman. He's been a menace thus far through the series. Been a menace all year against the Riptide. Of course, the Riptide have won all 5 meetings, looking for their 6th straight win against this club. The 0-2, high and outside, 1-2. I was talking about how the heat was rising. It just keeps getting hotter, and all of a sudden, there is absolutely no breeze. You look at that flag out in left center field, barely blowing out to right. Swung on and tipped just off the end of the bat. He stays alive once again at 1-2. Of course, the Riptide, they do have 4 catchers, so they can move some people around. And only to keep Chase Sebi behind there for so long. If he starts to feel a little tired or can't handle the heat anymore, Polshin and Andrews can both step behind the plate. And from what I've heard from Tiger Peterson, they have an abundance of first basemen, so they'd be fine if they let Polshin go behind the plate. Here he pops it to the left side, out of play, stays alive once again. The 3rd foul ball in the at-bat. Blair Lewis looking for something. He can afford to waste a couple pitches, but as soon as you get to 2-2, you get a little nervous. You might fall behind. Just one mistake and put a man on. And in extras, you never want anybody on base. The 1-2. Fouled off once again. And this reminds me of a scene from Austin Powers. Why won't you go down? It's 1-2. Come on. Whitcomb fighting. Lewis trying to end him. Bullpen going for the catch. The 1-2 once again. Down low. Good eye from Whitcomb. 2-2. Lewis out of the stretch. Fire swung on and missed. It gets in the dirt, but the throw on to first is in time for the 2nd out of the inning. So another strikeout there for the Riptide. Blair Lewis gets his first since coming in. Now it's the cleanup man, Evan Sandman. This would do wonders if Lewis could come out of this with no runs across, getting through the toughest part of the Riptide, of the catch lineup, I should say, unscathed. It'd bode well for them for the next at least two innings. So Sandman, one of the 3 All-Stars for the catch this past year, along with Chris Vargas and Steven Garrett. We'll see if Garrett will remain in the game. He might not even be a pitcher. And when the next half inning rolls around, he might be out at first base. They might bring somebody else in. They definitely want to keep Garrett's bat in the lineup. Although as a pitcher, he doesn't have it. They either want to keep his arm or his bat in the lineup. Fresh count to Sandman. First pitch. Swung on and popped up. Right at home plate. A step in front of the plate. Sebi makes the catch, and that's the final out. So Lewis comes in and sets down the 2, 3, 4 spots. The Riptide will have the top of the lineup and a good chance to put this one away in the bottom of the 10th. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. I'm Michael Hofling. Stay tuned. So Steven Garrett remains out on the mound. He's going to face the top of the lineup, Tate Shaw. That shows great trust from the catch coaching staff in Steven Garrett, trusting that he'll be able to set down the top of the lineup. Of course, Joey Parente not here today. Neither is Bo Phillip, the usual 1-2 for the Riptide. It's Tate Shaw and Aaron Greenfield, who have been very well as well today. So they filled in nicely. First pitch. Low and inside, 1-0 to Shaw. Riptide get tomorrow off, followed out with a home game. That'll be here against the Academy Barons on Tuesday. And after that, an away game against the Foresters, and then a 2-game set against the Long Beach Legends. That'll be our final broadcast unless we get to the playoffs and I get charged with doing the playoffs. I'd love to do the playoffs. Love to see these guys possibly win a championship. 2-0 is the count right now. Shaw swings at the 2-0 pitch. It gets popped up back behind home plate. Giving chase is Soria, who cannot make the catch. It's one of the toughest plays in all of baseball to run back behind home plate, find the ball, flip off your helmet. You got to do a whole list of errands if you want to make that catch. So he couldn't come up with it, and luckily for the Riptide, Shaw stays alive. Count is still 2-1. Still in the hitter's advantage. Shaw 0 for 3 with a walk. Looking to push this win streak to 10 games, double digits. The 2-1 inside 3-1. Shaw, good wheels. He'll take a walk here, likely to be a base stealer at some point. On the year, Shaw 4 stolen bases yet to be caught. So let's hope the trend keeps going here. He pops this one out into shallow left field. Moving underneath it is Whitcomb, and he will make the catch to put the first batter away. So Tate Shaw had a good chance to get on base. Swings at the 3-1, thought he had a better chance to get extra bases. And there's one gone for Aaron Greenfield.
Number 6, Aaron Greenfield.
Greenfield from the University of North Carolina. He's a Tar Heel guy, and you can see his pride everywhere he goes. In fact, he gets a lot of snuff from his teammates because he's so prideful of being a Tar Heel. And who wouldn't? Great college town, great basketball team, great baseball team as well. Especially if you got Greenfield. You got to be a good team. First pitch to Greenfield. Outside corner with a fastball 0-1. Greenfield has had a couple of hits. Last 2 times he's come up, he's reached base via a single. He's only reached base one other time, and that was an error by Ortiz. That was way back early in the game. Ortiz was still in the game. Now it's Mitch Booman at third. The 0-1 is swung on and fouled off to the right side, 0-2. You know who I feel bad for? Soria. Soria has been behind the plate all game wearing that heavy gear. He's got to be burning up, and it keeps getting hotter every inning, unless we get to about 5 o'clock. But that'd be a long game. Pops this one straight back out of play, 0-2. It remains. The Riptide, if they win this game, could go into a second-place tie with the Santa Barbara Foresters. Really all depends on the outcome of the game between the Neptune Beach Pearl and the Healdsburg Prune Packers. That will decide who's first. A loss by either team. If the Neptune Beach Pearl lose and the Riptide end up winning this game, the two of them will be tied, so it would be a 3-way tie for second. And, of course, being one of the top 2 seeds when the playoffs comes around, a big deal as you get the home side of the at-bat. The 0-2. Up high with a fastball, 1-2, Greenfield. Good eye. On deck waits Fletcher. Dominic Fletcher. The home run freshman leader last year in the SEC with 12 for the Arkansas Razorbacks. The 1-2 swung on and lifted into shallow right center field. Moving in on it is the right fielder Seminaris, and he will get underneath to make the catch, 2 away. So Dominic Fletcher comes up to the plate with 2 outs and no one on. Fletcher can end the game at any point.
Player from the University of Arkansas, number 24, Dominic Fletcher.
All the power comes from his hips, and I've seen him dance. He's got good hips. Fletcher has only hit 1 home run at home as a fly ball out beyond right field. He and David Miranda, the only 2 home runs we've seen in CCL play at the University of Concordia Irvine. The only other home run came off the bat of Luke Husung, and that was in the preseason against the OC Surf. 1-0 is the count to Fletcher. They might be pitching around Fletcher, trying to avoid that big hit. He swings at this one. You can tell he's trying to knock that one out. Goes to the left and out of play, foul, 1-1. Fletcher got the day off in the first game of the series. Made way for David Miranda to be in the 3rd spot. They missed his bat, eked out a 9-8 victory. Here he drills this one. High hit, right field. Back. Just. Guys, I was ready. I was so ready. Oh. No. Oh. You could barely put your arm in between the foul pole and that ball. Oh. Oh, I'm so sad now. Oh, maybe he can make it up. 1-2. Come on. I need this. I want this. Everybody wants this. 1-2 the count. The deal from Garrett. Down low. Good eye by Fletcher. Stays alive. 2-2. Deuces are wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And this is a 5-5 ball game. It's been that way since the bottom of the 8th. The Riptide climbed back from a 3-run deficit with 2 runs in the 7th and 1 run in the 8th. They threatened in the 9th. Couldn't score here in the 10th. Fletcher pops it up on the left side of the infield. Boomin does the pop-up dance, comes in on the grass, and makes the catch. We were 3 feet away from the ball game. And Fletcher slams his helmet. He's a little bit frustrated. You got to be. So close. We head to the 11th. More free baseball on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. Blair Lewis returns out there for his 2nd inning of work. He went 3 up, 3 down in the top of the 10th, looking to do the same in the top of the 11th. The scoreboard has been cleared. You look out in the left field. We had a full one. This is the first time we've had to erase it all and start over. We're in the 11th. Blair Lewis. First pitch to Mitch Boomin. Swung on the miss, a 2-seam fastball right over the top of it. 0-1. Boomin came in and replaced Omar Ortiz earlier in the game. He's made a number of good plays. And they've been underrated plays, some you wouldn't see on SportsCenter, but short hops, tricky hops. Here's a hard line down on the left field line. There we see that. That's fair. And that's going to reach the corner. Boomin will round first, and he'll be into second with a stand-up leadoff double. Why couldn't that have been 3 inches to the left? That long drive by Fletcher would have sent us all home, but now Blair Lewis faces some trouble very early on. First man gets into scoring position for the right fielder, Anthony Seminaris. now Sebi going out to talk with Lewis. Sebi, of course, from Texas. Lewis from Pennsylvania. The Riptide have representatives from 3 states. Texas, California, and the lone man from Pennsylvania, who's on the mound right now. Lewis is actually more of an intellectual than some of the other players on the Riptide. You can watch him on bus trips to visiting team, or when we're on doing away games. On the bus trips, he usually spends his time reading. The other guys usually spend their time sleeping because, of course, that's the best thing to do. You always want to catch up on sleep. Or they're sleeping, or listening to music, talking with one another, or even gambling. Mitch Andrews has taught a couple people a game he knows, sort of like poker, but not exactly. The 1-0 in there across the plate, 1-1. Looking to keep that runner from second from scoring. First baseman Polshin and Logan Polson at third are both in on the grass, about a step back. Now Polson moves back, getting ready to cover third should the ball be to the left of the lead runner. The 1-1. Just up high with the fastball, 2-1. Seminaris 0 for 5 on the day. Popped out to Jackson Williams twice. 0 for 4, I should say. He's walked once. The 2-1 inside. Seminaris had to turn his body away from that one. Got a little bit close. Luckily, it didn't hit him. 3-1. We're in the hitter's count. On deck waits Tyler Fisher. The Riptide looking for their 10th straight win. And they have a day off tomorrow. That does wonders after an extra inning game. You want that extra little bit of rest. So the 3-1 was swung on and missed over the top of that changeup. It's 3-2. Counts full to Seminaris. Seminaris calls time. Lewis looking to work around that leadoff double. The 3-2. Swung on, drilled out into deep left center field. Moving back is Fletcher. At the warning track, he makes the catch. And he'll have to get that in quickly. He has good speed at second. Boomin does. He gets it in quickly, but he tags up and gets to third. That was that close to being a 2-run homer in the top of the 11th. Luckily, it wasn't. I want to wait until a Riptide player does that. I'll wait till the 27th inning if we can get that. Tyler Fisher coming up to the plate with a man at third and only one away. And now Lewis looking for a strikeout. The infield's going to come in. And they're lined up pretty straight away. Looks like Williams might be lined up sort of towards second base, though. They're all going to come together and have a meeting. Tiger Peterson walking slowly out there. Bullpen has been going for the Riptide for the past couple of batters. I'll let you know who that is as soon as I get word. It's unlikely that they'll have Lewis give up the Pearl, but if he gives up a base hit, they might bring him out. It looks like Kaz Akamatsu is warming up. Akamatsu been pretty good. Spent some time with the Surf, actually. So if he comes in, he'll have to hold this game to tie, or he'll try to. If he can't, the Riptide have the bats to pull it back, as they did in the 7th, the 8th, the 6th. They've really spread out their runs. 5-5 ball game, 5 runs on 8 hits for the Catch, 5 runs on 11 hits for the Riptide. The big one has been a 3-run shot by Shea Whitcomb back in the 4th. No, back in the 5th. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the scoreboard now trying to get word of when it is, but it's clear and I can't see it. I'm on my feet, everybody. I've been sitting most of the game. This is exciting. Don't you love this? Here's a high, deep fly ball out into center field. Fletcher racing back once again. And he is not going to get there. Fletcher gets it off the wall. 1 run will score. And Fisher goes into second. A stand-up double with 1 away. And now the Catch take the lead 6-5. Well, this isn't quite how I was hoping it would go. Oh no. So Lewis still out there. Tiger Peterson hasn't made his way out of the dugout yet. Another man in scoring position for Kyle Soria First pitch from Lewis. Inside 1-0. And Lewis might be getting a little frustrated now. Lewis, an extreme competitor, has great passion for the game, but that can be his downfall sometimes. He's done this multiple times. A great first inning, and then the second inning he pitches, gets into a little bit of trouble, and starts throwing a little wildly. The 1-0 was swung on, fouled off. Sebi unable to hold it, 1-1. 6-5, the Catch lead. We're in the 11th inning. Connor Davis warming up in the Catch bullpen. Here's a ground ball to the left of third base, foul. 1-2. Lewis coming into today, 15 1/3. Of course, now he's through an inning in the third today, so he's at 16 2/3 on the season in CCL play. He struck out 16. The 1-2 fouled straight back. It remains 1-2. Dominic Fletcher has had the race for the last two fly balls. Blair Lewis looking to get something on the ground or looking to punch him out. Counts 1-2. Lewis toes the rubber, fires. Breaking ball just off the edge of the plate, 2-2. Blair Lewis once again fouled off again. So we'll do 2-2 for the fourth straight time. And right now, Kyle Soria is doing his best Bee Gees impression, staying alive. Blair Lewis toes the rubber, looks in. The delivery is low, 3-2. They could be working around Soria. On deck is the number 9 spot, Nate Pacoda, trying to put that double play in order, perhaps. Because if it's a walk, then they put the double play in order. But if it's an out, then there's 2 out. So nothing bad really could happen here. Only a base hit would be bad. The 3-2 swung on and missed. The check swing. They're going to say he went around. They're going to say, yes, he did. So Soria goes down swinging. First strikeout for Lewis. That's a little bit of a controversial call, but while the catcher ahead, they're not going to argue it. So Nate Pacoda, the 9 spot, coming up with 2 away, and the man on second. The man on second is Tyler Fisher. Nate Pacoda has struggled this season. He's picked it up as of late after getting off to a rather dismal start. First pitch from Lewis, fouled straight back, and our stream is offline. We'll try to get that fixed for you as fast as we can. Fisher, the man on second, he drove in the go-ahead run. They're up 6-5. Nate Pacoda has a chance to put them up by 2. Lewis for the Riptide looking to keep it at a 1-run deficit. The 0-1. Down low, just below the knees. 1-1. On deck, top of the lineup. Graham Robbins. Here's a fly ball out into shallow right field, giving chases Williams. It'll be a long run, and he makes the nice over-the-shoulder catch for the final out of the inning. But not before 1 run comes across for the Catch. That 9-game win streak is in a little bit of jeopardy, but it's going to be Polson, and Sebi who have a chance to tie it back up and possibly win this one in 11. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. So Stephen Garrett remains out there. Connor Davis was warming up in the SoCal Catch bullpen just a second ago, but it's going to be Garrett to face Polshin at least. First pitch that Polshin sees is outside, 1-0. Riptide were very close to winning this ball game in the bottom of the 10th. Dominic Fletcher had a shot down the right field line, inches off the outside of the foul pole. The 1-0 was high and tight with a breaking ball, 2-0. The 2-0 delivery from Garrett. Down low and away, 3-0. Polshin doing a nice job being patient. Polshin leads the team in doubles. Good gap power. Yet to hit a home run on the season. I'm sure he's a little bit frustrated about that. The 3-0. Inside corner with a fastball, 3-1. But Polshin, if he could get another extra base hit, at least a double, that would put him at 10 on the season, or a triple would put him at 2 on the season. The 3-1. Swung on. This is high and deep into center field. Picoto looks like he has a beat on it. And now into pretty much straightaway center field, he will make the catch after doing a circle or two. And that'll put one away.
Next up, the third baseman from the University of Hawaii, number 17.
So now Logan Polson, man from the University of Hawaii, a warrior. That was my high school mascot as well. Done some work with the Big West Conference. I have a couple friends who do work with the Big West Conference as well. They've seen Polson play, and he is fascinated every time. First pitch, high and deep into right field. He wants it just like my ex-girlfriend. That one is not coming back. A throw shot for Logan Polson, his first of the year. It ties this game up at 6 in the bottom of the 11th. And oh my goodness, somebody cut their palm and made a deal with the devil because this game will continue. How timely is that? Oh my goodness. Oh my, it's too much, everybody. I can't eat chicken wings for a week now. My blood pressure is going to be too high. Chase Sebi will come up. And it looks like they're going to make a switch perhaps. Wow, what a game. What a game. You know, there are days when I come and I'm like, man, it's been tough. The past couple of games have been blowouts. Tough to call those games. This game writes itself. You couldn't write a better game than this in the movies. Okay, maybe you could. There have been a couple good baseball movies. But either way, Stephen Garrett is coming now. Looks like it's going to be Connor Davis coming in. I'll let you know if it's somebody else, but oh my. Oh my goodness. This would be a good book, let alone a game to watch. We'll be right back on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. So Connor Davis is the new pitcher in for the SoCal Catch, and right now Blair Lewis is going to have to buy Logan Polson some dinner if they come away with a victory, possibly at Parkstone Restaurant on the corner of Jamboree and Birch. Go there for nice burgers. That's my favorite food. First pitch from Connor Davis. Swung on and drilled down the left field line. Fair. That one's going to reach the wall. Sebi will round first, and it's going to be a stand-up double. Takes a turn around second, and he will stay there. Gives the Superman sign to his teammates, and all of a sudden, the Riptide, who look to be out of this one, down 6-5 in the top of the 11th, have a man in scoring position in a tie game with only one away. Mitch Andrews coming up. Andrews has a chance to get a game winner. A base hit is likely to score Sebi, only one out. If he can just push him over, it would be Paul Gomez. The righty Andrews against Davis. First pitch Davis threw was lined down the left field line for a double. The first pitch Andrews sees is low and away, 1-0. Six ball game. It has been a roller coaster, people. Little 1-0. Low and outside corner with the slider that came in almost entirely across the zone. 1-1. Davis comes in today a 6.35 ERA in his 10 appearances with a 1-0 record. Here's a high fly ball out in the right, shallow right field. Moving on in is Seminaris, and that's not going to be deep enough to move Sebi over. So there's going to be two gone for Paul Gomez. Gomez does have a base hit in this game. He'd reached base 4 straight times before being completely retired his last time up. He's 1 for 5 on the day. 1 for 4. He's been hit by a pitch, actually. So Gomez has a chance to win this game. A base hit likely will score Sebi, who's obviously running on contact. Huge hole out on the right side of the field. First pitch, low and outside, 1-0. If you just tuned in, I promise you, go back, watch the entire YouTube video. High line drive down the left field line, hooking foul. Guys, I can't do this. I can't do this. Cane's is one of my favorite places to eat. I can't eat chicken wings for like a week after this. Oh, that was so close, everybody. So 1-1 is the count to Gomez. Guys, I'm getting very excited every time now. Every pitch, I feel like this game could be finished. I've yet to see a walk-off like this. I've seen walk-offs in the 9th, never seen a walk-off in the 11th. I've never called one, actually. So we're in new territory here. All the Riptide fans who haven't seen the Riptide go to extra innings yet, and me myself. 2-1. Gomez swings, and it's a high, lazy fly ball to right center field. Seminaris is underneath it and makes the catch. So Gomez can't get it done, gets a couple feet away from getting it done. But Logan Poulsen, it's bye-bye, baby, over the right field wall to tie this game up. We're headed to the front, everybody. Stay tuned to the Orange County Riptide Network. We'll be right back. Top of the 12th inning here at the University of Concordia, Irvine. This has been a roller coaster of emotions, everybody, and I promise you I'm not on any medication. Top of the lineup for the SoCal Catch, Grant Robbins will face the new pitcher, Kaz Akamatsu. Akamatsu, as I mentioned, spent some time with the Orange County Surf. He was great for them. He came up and didn't miss a beat. Robbins came in as a pinch runner and would get some at-bats in the first game of the series. Shows bunt and fouls it straight back into the pole. 0-1. The 0-1 pitch at the knees. It goes across. 0-2. Akamatsu on the season, 8.1, but don't let that ERA fool you. Had 3 great outings for the Riptide and then struggled. And that has really inflated his ERA and hasn't really shown what he's been able to do. We're in the 12th. A home run by Logan Polson in the bottom of the 11th tied it up at 6-6. And I went crazy. Everybody went crazy. At least all the Riptide fans went crazy. 1-2 is the count after that one was away. Akamatsu, the 1-2. Swung on and drilled out into right field. That's going to be a base hit. A leadoff single for the top of the lineup. Grant Robbins puts him on for the 2-spot. Toby Johnson. Robbins, good speed. Took some time off with a hand injury. But he confirmed to me after the first game of the series here at the University of Concordia, Irvine, and he was feeling just fine. Hopefully Sebi can throw him out. I never like to see players injured. But right now, I hope you get thrown out. Bunt shown by Johnson. He's going to bunt it down the first base line. That's a good sack bunt. The underhand, the Williams will reach first in time, a step ahead of Johnson, but they do get a man in scoring position with 1 out for Shea Whitcomb. So Whitcomb with 1 out and 1 on in scoring position has the biggest hit in this game. Well, I don't know. It was 3 RBIs, but Logan Polson tied it up when all hope seemed to be lost. First pitch to Whitcomb. Popped up, back behind home plate. Out on the hill behind us. 0-1. Akamatsu has gotten out ahead of every hitter thus far. The 0-1 delivery from Akamatsu. Inside with a breaking ball, 1-1. Each of these teams, 6 hits. Each of these teams looking to get a victory. A win here would sweep the season series for the Riptide. They've won 5 straight, looking to make it 6. 5 straight against the Catch, I should say. They've won 9 straight overall. A nice block by Sebi behind the plate. Count runs to 2-1. That keeps that runner from advancing to third. Two-one delivery. Breaking ball into the 56 hole. Robbins stayed back, hesitated because he thought Polson, the third baseman, was going to be able to get that. So he does not get a chance to round third and score, but there will be runners at first and third, and we'll see if any mischievousness is afoot. I'm not trying to sound like Shakespeare, I just like those words. So Evan Sandman will come up, and it looks like they might be bringing in a new pitcher. The long walk from the dugout, Tiger Peterson out to talk to Kaz Akamatsu. Waiting for the signal if they want to get the call down to the bullpen. Double play is in order, which would keep this a tie ball game. But Whitcomb, being the shortstop, has decent wheels, and I imagine that some 31 tomfoolery will be going on at some point in the upcoming at-bat. Looks like they're going to keep Akamatsu out there. And indeed they do. Peterson will head back to the dugout. Sandman, the designated hitter today. One of the All-Stars. Went hitless in the All-Star game. And yet to record a hit in this ball game either. He in fact has the sombrero, 3 strikeouts, but none of those came against Akamatsu. Lefty Sandman from the righty Akamatsu. First pitch, fastball low and away, 1-0. Two base hits in this half inning. Have runners at first and third. Robbins is at third. At first is Whitcomb. Here's a ground ball to the second baseman. Williams through! That's going to allow Robbins to score. A big turnaround second. He will head back. And it's going to be runners at first and second. 1 out and a 7-6 lead for the Catch. Oh no, everybody. Guys, you don't know what this is doing to me. This has been back and forth like a ping pong game. Up to the plate now, coming up is Mitch Boomin. And we don't want Boomin to boom anything right now. With runners at first and second and only 1 away. Jackson Williams had a chance to keep that ball in the infield. First pitch, breaking ball outside, 1-0. Bullpen is going. We'll let you know who that is as soon as we get word. 7-6, the Catch lead. The 1-0. Swung on and missed. A big cut there from Boomin. It's now 1-1. The Riptide climbed back from a 5-1 deficit to tie it up in the bottom of the 8th. And they trailed by 1 in the top of the 11th, 6-5. Logan Polson tied it up with his first shot of the year. And now in the top of the 12th, they find themselves down once again. So Sandman's first hit of the game drives in the go-ahead run. And they'll have to repeat, the Riptide will. Another comeback could be their third of the game. The 2-1 was outside and low as well. 3-1 were in the hitter's count to Boomin. Waiting on deck, the right fielder, Anthony Seminaris. 7-6 ball game. The Catch have now tied the Riptide in hits with 12 apiece. 3-1 swung on and missed. Swadden it flies. 3-2, the count runs full. Akamatsu. Looking to induce a ground ball, a pop-up, or a strikeout. But it is full. The payoff pitch. The runners are going. Swung on and drilled out into right field. That is going to get into the hands of Shaw. The throw to second is in time. A nice job by Williams to get this short hop and keep his foot on the bag. Will double up the runner at second. But in the meantime, the Catch go ahead, and now they're going to have to get the big sticks out if they want to tie this one up once again. 7-6, the Catch lead as we head to the bottom of the 12th on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned. I'm Michael Hofling. It's 9-1-2 due up for the home team Riptide, Jackson Williams. Jackson Williams on the day. He grounded into an inning double play with the bases loaded his third time up. Yet to record a hit. This one would be big here. Looking to win this game in the bottom of the 12th. They find themselves down 7-6. Connor Davis stays back out on the mound, the 1-0. Swung on and missed a big cut. 1-1. The 1-1 was outside, 2-1. So this is how we got here. Riptide scored 1 in the second off a sacrifice fly by Mitch Andrews. And then the top of the 5th, a 3-run home run by Shea Whitcomb. That headlined a 4-run 5th and put them up 4-1. In the top of the 7th, actually in the bottom of the 6th, the Riptide got one back. But then the catch negated it with a run of their own in the top of the 7th to put them up 5-2. And 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th, 1 run in the bottom of the 8th, had it 5-5, tied up, and we head to extra innings. No runs in the 10th, 1 run in the top of the 11th by the catch, and a solo shot by Logan Polson tied it back up in the bottom of the 11th. And as you just saw, the RBI single by Evan Sandman has it a 7-6 ball game with the Riptide clinging to their final 3 outs. Right now the count is full to Williams. Jackson Williams has to find a way to get on base. He stays alive, fouls it off to the left side right in front of the Riptide dugout. Waiting on deck is the top of the lineup, Tate Shaw. Shaw gotten on base twice, both via the walk. He's 0 for 4. The 3-2. Swung on and fouled once again. So Williams staying alive. It's going to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Tyler Hazlitt warming up in this catch bullpen. Here's a hard line drive down the left field line, foul just to the left of the third base bag. It's going to be the 9th pitch of the at-bat. Williams staying alive. 3-2 once again. Fouled off again. So Williams looking like an otter in an ocean full of great whites. Somehow he's staying alive. The 3-2 once again. Swung on, and here's a ground ball to the shortstop, Booman. Booman takes it from the shortstop, Whitcomb, steps in front and makes a hard throw on the first to retire Williams. That's going to be the first out of the 12th, bottom of the 12th. So Tate Shaw comes up, but just like in the bottom of the 11th, the first man gets retired, and then who knows? A home run ties this game back up, and then a double maybe. Base hit scores him. Everybody goes home happy. I'd like that, wouldn't you? First pitch to Shaw. Lined to the left of third base, foul. 0-1. Riptide currently on a 9-game win streak. It'd be the first double-digit win streak of any team on the season. The 0-1 is outside. Don't fact-check me on that, but I'm pretty sure, because I check the standings almost every day, and I've never seen a double-digit win streak. 1-1. Swung on and fouled off to the left side again. 1-2. We've lost several balls. Keep in mind, if you are at the ball game, and you get a foul ball, you can return it to the snack shack for a free popsicle. And in this kind of heat, I might go get some of those foul balls after the game. I'm always down for a popsicle. I'm a red guy myself. Just don't look up what red dye number 40 is. That'll ruin all red color things for you. Almost did for me. The 1-2. Swung on by Shaw. High, deep fly ball out in the center. Pacoda, a couple feet in front of the warning track, makes the catch for out number 2. Now I'll bring up Aaron Greenfield, and the Riptide are down to their final out. Greenfield, a player of multiple instruments. He's got to be a musician with the bat right now. Got to find a way to get on base. And if he can get on base, that would bring up Dominic Fletcher with a man on. And as we know, Fletcher can end the game at any point, especially if a man is on down by 1. here in the bottom of the 12th. First pitch to Greenfield. Slider hits the outside corner, 0-1. Oh-1 pitch. Outside corner once again, this time with a fastball. Greenfield finds himself down 0-2. And you can hear the Catch fans. They want this one over. They want to end the 9-game win streak. The 0-2, outside 1-2. They'll have to wait a little bit longer. Everybody in the Catch dugout and bullpen up on the fence, waiting for this. The 1-2. Swung on and fouled. Greenfield stays alive. Connor Davis, the righty, getting ready to deal to the righty Greenfield. Greenfield 2 hits on the day, the 1-2. Outside, just off the edge of the plate, 2-2. Deuces are wild. Both teams have 12 hits. Both teams have 1 home run, but the Catch have 1 more run. Here's a line drive out in the center. Pacoda has a beat. He makes the catch. So the Riptide fall to the SoCal Catch. Final score 7-6 in 12 innings. Their win streak ends at 9 games. They will not be tied for second place in the CCL standings. They do not sweep the season series. We'll be back at this. The next game will be on Tuesday against the Academy Barons here at the University of Concordia Irvine. Riptide moved to 20-9 on the season. And they will look to get back on track against the Barons, the Foresters, and the Legends. Those are their next 4 games. We'll be right back with the post-game interviews on the Orange County Riptide Network. Stay tuned.